What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? It's your boy TGK here on a Valentine's Day, man. On a Valentine's Day, hopefully there's gonna be one of those days where it's like a on the court Valentine's Day massacre. We got a lot of news to get into, man. A lot of people been chattering about the Mavericks across the league. It's kind of annoying, but we got to call some things out. We also got to call out, who's the true MVP of this league and why isn't a certain person getting enough votes or even recognition. It's kind of crazy. We got a lot of stuff to get into, man. We got some good news, too. A certain player is coming back. A certain player is out. But hope y'all are tucked in, ready to go. It's your boy TGK here on TGK TV, and this is your unofficial, official, or officially unofficial Dallas Mavericks pregame show. And without further ado, man, let's go ahead and let's go upstairs. Let's get to this. Let's get to the skyscraper, man. man. So there's gonna be like no sound effects. I got them loaded, but
acknowledge me.
It takes forever to play them. Like I can't even use my sound effects because if y'all remember in the last pregame show, everything went to hell. So hopefully I could find a way to incorporate some kind of sound effects. But I do have something. I have Gina Kim's Daddy Chill in here, but I don't know if I'll be able to utilize that. But without further ado, man, we got some breaking news, man. We got some breaking news. So let's go ahead and let's jump straight into a little breaking news segment. All right, man. All right. As y'all can see right here, Mr. Grant Afset has just reported that Derek Lively is available to play against the San Antonio Spurs. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're feeling. I'm feeling the exact same way. It's like, oh, we get to see both our centers tonight. We get to see both of our centers tonight. So yeah, man. So salute to Derek Lively for making a comeback, man, and being able to show us at least a little glimpse of what this team might look like tonight. It's pretty exciting stuff. However, Grant Asset also reported that where is it at? Maxi Kleber is going to be out tonight against the Spurs. He did not have a setback. The Dallas Mavericks are being cautious amid ongoing management of the toe injury. So no Maxi Kleber tonight, but at least you got Derek Lively, and at least you're able to get a bird's eye view into what Jason Kidd's gonna do with Derek Lively. I assume Derek Lively doesn't start tonight, but you get a bird's eye view of what this rotation is gonna look like. For those that are into like daily DFS, if you look at my description below, my link to sleepers there. Now, if I were a betting man, right, I would take the over on points for PJ Washington. No Maxi Kleber tonight. That means he's gonna get that Maxi Kleber role, meaning he's gonna get those wide open shots. Meaning he's going to get more looks than he would normally have gotten in the last couple of games. I believe his points is at like 13, something like that. So not encouraging you, but just saying, I would do PJ Washington, and I think there's a promo on Booker's points. So if you're interested in those kind of things. Anyway, man, let's get into the comments, man. Let's see how y'all doing. Let me know how this sounds, man. I literally had to reset everything. Reformat my entire laptop to make sure it plays my sound effects. Well, not my sound effects, but just make sure it plays everything, because like back to its original form, like meaning my audio, my microphone, all this stuff. So I'm gonna have to find a different way to utilize the Stream Deck. Maybe you have to leave StreamYard, because they just don't have the sound effects part of here that I need. And so yeah, it is what it is, man. But hopefully it sounds good. Let me know what y'all think. But let's get into the comments, man. Without the sirens, without all the Don DeMarcos and all that good stuff, I miss it too, but we'll get it back. Richard K says, is the Cuban out? Maybe. According to PD, Nico is the boss, so the kid better watch out, and Super Dwight and Maxi miss a lot, and TSJ should be gone at the end of the year, hopefully. I've heard some things of the Dumont family. If this leads to Mark Cuban leaving, that's what it leads to. But I would say right now I'm more focused on us winning, right? Like, it's cool having a new ownership group, but I just want to win, and I hope that's what they want to do too. Richard Case also said, I said Saturday because depending on game time on Friday, you could be competing with WTM after game show on Saturday. No conflict. There's no game this weekend. It's the All-Star break, Richard. As I said, it could be after the celebrity game Friday or after the skills show on Saturday for the Midnight Madness. Again, for those that are pondering what this show is going to be about, it's going to be something more laid back, more of a, how would I say, it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be a pregame show, right? So it's a little different, more like a podcast vibe in a way, but like with y'all in a way. Noah's in the building, says Happy Valentine's Day. Pause. But all this Mavs and Luka hate is insane right now. but I'd rather be a sneaky contender and just catch the media by surprise. At this point, that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. I find it odd too. I find all of this not social media, all the media, because I think they've been bubbling to like slander the Mavericks or whatever the case may be. But ever since we got Kyrie, it's jumped up to another degree. At first, you had Kyrie stans hating on Luka stans hating on Kyrie. That was the early bickering point. Besides some pundits not giving Luka all the credit he deserves, but this year, ever since Luka scored 73. It's made everyone upset. And it's like they don't want to recognize that Luka is and should be considered the MVP. Instead, they're trying to hold on to Nikola Jokic, who's averaging 26 points, while Luka's almost upping him by 9 to 10 points. Luka has more assists than Jokic in the game. Just because Jokic gets 12 rebounds and Luka gets 9, I don't care. Like, we don't pick MVPs because of rebounds, all right? Shai Gilgeous, his stats don't compare to Luka, but I have a special tweet to show y'all in a bit as far as like what these MVPs and what they played with, as far as like when their starters were injured versus Luka. Shout out to Gina Kim, she sent me that tweet. I'm gonna show you her in a second. Noah says, why is the hate only on Luka? Tatum and B Shai, who hasn't even made it to the playoffs yet, is in the same boat as Luka. They haven't won a chip or MVP either. Hey, man, a lot of people will tell you specific reasons, but there's people from all colors, all types of people slandering Luka. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's like he has to average 50 points a game for the season and have the first seed with 70 wins to even remotely be considered MVP. I don't get it. No, it says, let's be honest. If Curry was putting up 34 points a game, he would be the unanimous MVP, even if he was on the same seed as Luka. You already know it, man. They love the what's it called? The babyface assassin. It is what it is, man. Rich case, I like Denny better than Kuzma anyway. Best rumor I heard was on the radio station app saying new owner put Nico in charge. Hope it's true. Yeah, I think that's what he announced, that Nico is the GM of the team. Noah says, TGK, with the lineup we got now, we are just not small anymore. We could play big or small, and that will help us in the long run. It just depends on Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is definitely the X factor, man, for those that didn't know. All right, man, I want to get to this point. I want to get to this already. I don't even want to waste y'all time. Let's go ahead and jump into these news and rumors and all this stuff these people have been saying. Let's get straight to it, man. All right, man. So the very first thing I want to show y'all is this tweet right here. Let me know if y'all can see it. I'm pretty sure I can see it. I could try to make it bigger. Pause. Let me take me out the frame. You know, I broke my wireless microphone, my Bluetooth mouse. So now I have to do everything by hand. This isn't like I lose my sound effects. I lose my mic. My mic goes to crap. Now I lose my mouse. Like, bro. When is this going to end? Do I need to put like an Amazon wish list on it? No, I'm playing. All right, man. So this is total missed games by each starter on MVP candidate teams. Again, salute to Gina Kim for sending this to me. This is by Dr. Matt 9 or Mattinen. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. Anyway, so Jokic, right? This is Jokic's team. Murray missed 14 games, KCP 1 game, MPJ 1 game, Gordon 6 games. Total 25 games without his starters. Whoop-de-doo, right? Shai, 6 from J-Dub, 1 from Giddey, 2 from Dort. Total of 9 games. Okay. Giannis, 5 games from Dame, 2 games missed from Beasley, 12 from Middleton, 3 from Brook. 22 games total. All right. That's not bad, right? Let's look at Luka Doncic, man. Kyrie, 22 games. Exum, 22 games. DJJ, 5 games. D-Live, 18 games for a total of 67 games. And the Mavericks are only 5 games away from the second seed. But yet, they don't want to add that context to the narrative that Luka Doncic should be considered for MVP. They don't want to add it. They don't want to bring it up. They don't want to be like, dang, it blows their mind that Luka is playing at this level without his teammates as often as he's been without them, without a Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Without a D-Live. They can't say that Luka didn't keep this team together during that run or during those games. Because imagine if the Mavericks were healthy the whole year, probably the Mavericks are one of the top 3 seeds at the minimum. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to acknowledge that, right? They don't want to acknowledge that. As the great tribal chief once says,
Acknowledge me.
There you go. But yeah, man. Again, what? I mean, there's so many things you could point to, so many things you could talk about. That's just one of them. And when I saw that, I was like, no, I got to talk about that on the pregame show. Here's another thing right here, right? This is from Mr. Tim Bumtemps when he talks about the second MVP straw poll where, it's actually MVP voters and then just people in the media. This is what he had to say.
Luka is having the best defensive season of his
Tim
career
McMahon
by
first,
far.
and then Tim
There's a bunch of numbers out there right now that tell you, oh, he's isolation, post up, like he's actually.
My internet was great. I preloaded this, so why is this slowing?
Statistically, been one of the best ISO and post up defenders in the NBA. So you can't. It's to the point where you can't say, hey, Luka's really not an MVP because he's terrible defensively. That's not true this year.
Right.
But when you're playing for a team that's
I'll fill in the gaps. Bro, my internet was fast. I don't know what's going on here. Even there's a delay. Hold on.
21st in defense, it's hard to make defense a part of your case. Now, if the Mavericks move up defensively, then they'll probably move up in the standings, and then we'll be talking about
all right.
Guy who's the league's scoring leader, who's going to be sniffing around 35-point triple-double territory efficiently. But again, they've got to
what is going on?
Move up in the standings. You cannot be in the play-in. And
all right, bro. Look. Nah, I can't do this. I can't do all the buffering and whatnot. I can't do it. I muted Mr. Slovenia Hoop fan. I'm going to try this one more time. And we're going to get to Tim Bontemps discrediting Luka. Why is it?
And I think it's going to be hard to for even if he gets to 5th or 6th, for as incredible as his numbers are, these guys' numbers are all off the charts, right? So like if you've got the Thunder and Nuggets fighting for 1st in the West, even if he gets to 5th, which is probably the highest Denver can realistically get, you're still talking about 1st or 2nd in the West versus 5th. I think that's hard for Luka to overcome almost no matter what he does. And like you said, the case again for him from a statistical standpoint is a pretty incredible one. You look across the board at what he's doing this year.
So he basically, besides the damn internet lagging, what he basically saying is, regardless of what he does, he get the 5th. He didn't want to say 4th, right? But even if Luka got the 4th, he's saying out of OKC and the Denver Nuggets, that's going to be your MVP. This is someone who votes MVP, ladies and gentlemen. Why, right? Well, why not consider? So when Jokic was 6th seed and Luka was 4th seed a couple of years ago, they gave it to Jokic because they say he didn't have a team, that everybody was hurt. The same thing could be said for Luka, but they choose not to do that now. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Blows my mind every time. Another thing, Mr. Wendy, again, another guy from not Wendy. Let's get into my fault. Let's get into the odd couple.
That sounds to me, Kerry, like he didn't want to play with.
I don't know if y'all have checked this guy out, Mr. Rob Parker. He had a Kerry Rhodes on. Kerry Rhodes on this video apparently is a Dallas Mavericks fan. And he said some things that kind of threw me off because I'm like, what Mavs fan would even say these things, right? Like, is this a plant? Check this out.
And we gotta admit, and you know this, he's a different type of player. Needs the.
Also, this is in regards to Kyle Kuzma saying that he didn't want to come to Dallas because the timelines didn't align, and that he didn't see us as a contender in the NBA and all that good stuff. This is in response to that. He asked Kerry Rhodes, "Hey,
The basketball.
what about the
Like,
Mavs?
that's
What's going
just
Yeah.
but I don't know. And you watch them, that's your team.
Yeah.
If they will ultimately be able to win with a guy dominating the basketball that much. Last year when they got Kyrie,
Yeah.
they didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the thing about Dallas,
love that
and
narrative.
I'm gonna preference this by saying Luka's, in my opinion, the MVP of the league right now. He's playing he's playing
No, everybody doesn't have. The only people.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, okay, Kerry got off to a good start here. He got off to a good start, and then it just spiraled out of control, man. It got crazy. It got spooky.
Well, I think they have the Joker again, don't they? And the
probably,
straw poll?
probably, but
Okay.
you know, we got some time left. But just the way he's playing, even defending, which has been his knock forever, he's putting effort on that end. He's playing well. But I'll say this about Dallas: the brand of basketball that they play, number one, it's boring. We know what we're going to see every week. I mean, every game.
What Mavs fan? What man? All right, bro. Come on now. I forgot he said that because he said some other crazy stuff. If you're a Mavs fan and you like Luka, right? If you've seen whenever he and Luka and Kyrie are playing together, that just, woo, man, that's crazy, man. That's boring. I understand if it's just Luka and no one else hooping with him. Yeah, because it's really just him struggling and suffering. Yes, it could be tough to watch this because it's only him being able to do things. But when it's him, Kyrie, Lively, and everybody healthy, it's amazing basketball to watch, man. It's a lot of fun. You cannot tell me you be in playback and you don't be like, damn, this is a lot of fun. Boring? All right, man. Keep going, Mr. Mavs fan.
They're going to run high pick and roll. He's going to make every play. He's going to make every pass.
No.
And if you're a role player going to that situation, you have to be a specific type of role player. You got to be a role player that, number one, knows that, and you're a dead-eye shooter. Because he's trying to spoon feed everything. And so as a role player, your 7-8 shots, if you have an off game, you know, if you're 1 for 8, that's a terrible game, right? But
Agreed.
if you're hit 3 more of those shots, you're 4 for 8, and that's a great day. But if you're not a knockdown shooter and you're a streaky shooter like most guys in the league are, if you're not involved in the play, if you're not touching the ball, if you're not cutting, you're not moving, you're not in rhythm, you're not going to knock those shots down consistently. And so then, you know, if you're going to that situation like a Kuzma, somebody that can make his own play, he's going to want to be involved. He's going to want to touch the ball. They had a guy in Kristaps Porzingis when he was there, obviously playing all-star level basketball in Boston because he's involved.
He wasn't involved in Dallas.
He wasn't involved, and that's
Anyway, right? So they go on for a good minute, but then, right, towards the end, he lost me here. He lost me here. This was crazy.
a little hurt. Luka was a little hurt down the stretch. Luka was a little, out of shape down the stretch last year as well.
How surprised are you that
Luka was out of shape last year, towards the end last year. Words I would have never said. I would have said Luka was worn down, Luka was beat down, out of shape. Nah, it couldn't be me. Could not be me, man. I definitely would have never said that, right? Man, my green screen trip. See, this is where I need everything is just going to crap. You know, Murphy's Law. It is what it is, right? Now, the one last thing I want to show y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have seen this, but this is Mr. Windhorse, right? This is on ESPN. They were having a moment where they were talking about players, Dinwiddie going to the Lakers, and they were talking about the Lakers. And Mr. Brian Windhorse wanted to make it about the Mavericks, which is pretty hilarious.
Lakers are choosing between the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, the Lakers are sitting at just above 500, the 9th spot in the West. But Brian, is this the team that is under the most pressure that Dinwiddie is joining? Because that was an interesting analogy that he had there.
Yeah, I'm more thinking about the Mavericks. If you're a Mavericks fan, you've gotten a couple of interesting pieces of information the last couple of days. You've got Spencer Dinwiddie making that weird bully analogy, which I don't quite get, but you do you. Yesterday, Kyle Kuzma told The Athletic that there was a trade in place for him to go to Dallas. I believe for 2 first-round picks, the picks that they ended up trading later on for Gafford and P.J. Washington. And the Wizards gave Kuzma the choice. Do you want to stay here in Washington or do you want to go to Dallas? And he said he wanted to stay, which is remarkable on about 4 fronts. One, I thought that the Wizards had gotten rid of their players with no trade clauses when they traded Bradley Beal. I didn't know Kyle Kuzma had no trade clause, but
that's sarcasm.
That's interesting.
It sounds like the Wizards.
2, that Kuzma, and he articulated why. He said, look, I want to compete for an NBA championship. I don't want to compete for a playoff spot, and the Mavericks are on different timelines. That's what he told The Athletic. I thought it was, first off, and Michael Winger.
So how can you compete for a championship on a 9-44 record team? Like, what timeline are you talking about? Like, you're not. It's hilarious, man. Like, it's not like I don't even want to give it. I want to get back to winning. This is hilarious.
That they respected Kuzma enough to ask his opinion, which again is not something you normally see or talk about on the record. So I know we're supposed to talk about the Lakers, but I'm just wondering the Mavericks. They did get 2 players, and they've played well since they got those guys.
Right, but
Kuzma they went for Kuzma. He said no. They went for Dinwiddie. He said no. And they've got Luka and Kyrie Irving, and they're playing well. So that's an interesting little sidelight.
My only question.
Side note, right? He says an interesting little side note. Here's the other interesting side note. We re-signed Kyrie, right? You got players that actually want to play here. You got Gafford. If you not heard the interviews where he's lamenting how much he's excited to play here. P.J. Washington talking about it's a dream come true to play here. I don't understand, like, just because Dinwiddie chose to go to L.A., to go to his old town. I understand why Dinwiddie went over there. And we understand why Mr. Kuzma wanted to stay in Washington. I think what it is with Dinwiddie was more about playing for a team he grew up rooting for and talking about the comfort, and not being more comfortable over there, but being like held accountable. And then with Kuzma, it was more about comfort, right? He could just be get paid very well, right? Be the number 1 to 2 option over there. Doesn't have to play under Luka. It kind of reminds me of KP when he first came over here with Kuzma. The ego, and I honestly don't think Kuzma is interested in playing basketball like that. I think he's more of a fashion guy. But if anything, Kuzma probably wants to go back to LA just to proceed of the fashion aspect. So at the end of the day, I think the Mavericks won this trade deadline by a mile. You got 2 players that are committed to playing basketball. You got 2 players that want to play their role on the Dallas Mavericks. And you got 2 players that address both of the needs that we needed. I think if you would have got Kyle Kuzma, you only would have gotten 1 player in the trade deadline, and you still wouldn't have addressed the backup center role. And I think we did an amazing job. So just because Kyle Kuzma didn't want to come over here, the narrative is, nobody wants to play with Kyrie and Luka. Nobody wants to play for the Mavericks. That's fine. I think the Mavericks are great the way they are. I think we're pretty stacked, to be completely honest. Once P.J. Washington could really fine-tune his role here and, just know what he needs to provide, and Tim Hardaway could become regular Tim Hardaway. I don't need Super Saiyan Tim Hardaway or Church League Tim Hardaway. I just need a consistent Tim Hardaway. Just like make 2 threes out of 5 shots. Like, what more can I ask for out of that? And just the rest of the players, man. Lively and Gafford being able to be anchors defensively. So it's just, I don't think Dinwiddie would have been a game breaker for us. I think it would have been nice to have him as a third option. But with the whole narrative of ESPN and the national media trying to make it about the Mavericks and why players don't want to play with Luka because he holds the ball, if anything, ladies and gentlemen, it just proves that nobody is watching basketball. I was talking to Rel, and I was like, they could, Mr. Sylvester, we're live. You ain't gotta be barking. What they could do at the very minimum, right? If you're working for ESPN, you got all day to watch games. Literally, your job is to talk about sports, talk about the players, talk about who's who, what's what. And really, what you come across is just more narrative based. Like I could research a team for 1 hour and be able to know more about them than what these analysts talk about. Like it's crazy. Like we do it live here. Whenever we do the opponent review, I learn more about that team in those 15 to 10 minutes than it seems like they do on ESPN. ESPN, even Rob Parker talking about, or even the other guy talking about, it's boring to watch. Like, why is it boring to watch if you're a Mavs fan? Like, I get it. If you're a hater, you're going to say whatever you need to say. Even Rob Parker talking about, dang, nobody wants to play in Dallas. Like, do you not know we have Kyrie? Kyrie resigned with us. Every single team wanted him. Like, it's all these narratives that I don't know what it is. I think people just want Luka to leave Dallas. And I think it's going to be real tough now knowing how built out we are. We have a team now. Luka ain't going to leave if this team is successful. And right now we're knocking on that door being pretty damn good, man. So, again, I understand it's annoying. It is annoying to me. I know it's annoying to you. I know you as Mavs fans, Luka fans, Kyrie fans, whatever the case may be. I know y'all annoyed by this stuff. I'm annoyed by it too. The straw poll voting for MVP had Luka at 4th. Like, and they base it off of team record. Like, bro, like y'all didn't do that for Russell Westbrook. Y'all didn't do that for Jokic. Sometimes the MVPs is based on narrative. Suddenly this year it isn't based on narrative. Why? You know what I'm saying? But I think Luka, you know what? At the end of the day, if Luka don't win the MVP, he don't win the MVP, and you know why? Because they just don't want this man to win the MVP. They want him to have. I think they look at him like. I think they do view him and fear him. The media does. I think they fear that he isn't like a media darling, right? Like he doesn't speak the best English, right? If you ask him questions in Spanish, it's great. He had great answers to that, right? But in the ESPN national media, whatever the case may be, he's just not a darling, right? But that doesn't make sense for Jokic either because he could care less. You know what I'm saying? So I do think this if the MVP was about team success, then they should have established that long ago. It's literally about the best player having the biggest impact on a successful team. It shouldn't be the best player on the best team, because you look at Luka, he hasn't had the majority of his players for 67 games. And he's in, what, 7th? The 7th seed and within a couple of games of the 5th seed. Within a couple of games. I'm talking about at least 5 games within the top 4 seed. And once they get there, everyone will change their tune and they'll shut the hell up and they'll start giving Luka his praise. But anyway, man, hope y'all doing good. Let's get back into these comments right quick. Let me see what y'all think about before we move on to the next segment. Speaking of which, man, I wish I had the sound effects. But a salute to Coy, man. He says, TGK, much love. This Luka slander got to stop. People are dumb. We believe in Josh Green yet. People give up on players too quick. I always did. I always believed in Josh Green. I did get to a point where I was like, hey, if we have to move him, we have to move him. But I am glad they stuck with it and kept him. But appreciate the $5 donation, man. And I'm fed up with the Luka slander. But I'm always going to do my part and just try to call it out, man. I think Wendy and the Hoop Collective, I know people. Here's the thing, like, I'm not saying us Mavs creators. I just learned about the Mavericks Digest. I don't know if y'all know the Mavericks Digest on YouTube. He reports like every single bit of news like related to the Mavericks. So salute to him. He's killing it over there. I'm not saying us as Mavs creators, like all of us, like the post games, the pre games, the regular shows, the YouTube videos, the podcast. I'm not saying we're the people you should only listen to, but it's just I feel like people value the opinion of a Hoop Collective a lot more. You know what I'm saying? They value the opinion of ESPN NBA Today, which they should, because you do have Richard Jefferson, which he did defend Dallas when Wendy was trying to slander the city of Dallas. Perkins was an NBA player. For as crazy as takes are, he played in the NBA, right? They have analysts on there that play the game that you should be able to look to and be like, hey, that's a legitimate opinion and it's legit. But whenever you got the Wendy's, the Tim McMahon's still trying to run with this Grant Williams story. We don't care no more, bro. We don't care. We understand the team didn't like him. Let it go. Why you keep reporting it? But when it comes to them, when it comes to ESPN, they need these titles that are almost clickbaity to the point where it gets them the clicks. That's how they keep their jobs, man. They got to come up with reports that's going to lead to clicks, that's going to lead to traction online. And that's the sad part about it. You know, for me, as a pregame show, I can't be up here trying to clickbait y'all. Like, the F? Why would I try to do that, man? I'm just like a fan, just like everybody else. And, I just try to call out BS. I try to be a truth teller. And I hope all the other Mavs content creators do as well. I mean, again, this show is just to get y'all through the pregame festivities leading up to the tip-off. So, but yeah, man. Anyway, what are y'all doing for Valentine's Day, man? Are y'all going? Is everyone that's here got plans for Valentine's Day, or are we spending Valentine's Day together? No, I'm messing with you. Noah says, TGK, with the lineup we got now, we are. I read this. My fault. We got some other segments. We're going to get to them, man. Frank says, Keldon Johnson is a guy the Mavs should look to, add in from the Spurs to be our small forward. You know, I ain't mad at that, but that's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know his shooting, though. I think you have to be able to shoot if you're gonna be our 3, you know. Nix, what's good? Nix says, what's good? Anyone else sick of hearing about the Kuzma nonsense? See, you see that? I raise my hand, my whole green screen goes out. I need to get more lights. What's funny is, like, my green screen worked, and it's the same light I have. I don't know. Running a show with something else. Gina Kim in the building. She said, hey, TGK, I'm excited to watch the Dallas Mavericks play tonight. That's good. I'm excited too. Ultra, what's up? What up, TGK? We got to win. Ice. Ice been juicing up the new Mavs down here in San Antonio. Oh, you in San Antonio, right? Yeah. Hey, man. Wemby, if we let Wemby get a triple-double with 10 blocks, I might not watch the Mavericks for a week. I stole that joke. Someone said, someone on Twitter was like, if the Mavericks lose today, I'm not going to watch them for a week. They don't play until a week later. It was funny. Great joke. Noah says, I don't care about this Kuzma nonsense anymore. In my opinion, Kuzma is an idiot for not joining the Mavs, but that's his career. Again, I think he has ulterior motives. I don't think he likes Luka, honestly. If y'all remember a while back, he didn't say the best things about Luka. So I think that has something to play into it. He didn't like Spencer Dinwiddie on the Mavericks. And also, I think he's more of a fashionista. You know, I think he's more into fashion. I don't think he wants the pressure of being able to perform in these pressure kind of settings. I think he's just one of those guys that just wants to get a good contract, play, and not have any pressure. And you can't blame him for that. Like, it is what it is. Have fun, sir. Gina Kim says, Lively got the mask on. I wish Luka wore his so both of them could be called the Mask Men or another cool nickname. Hey, Gina Kim, I don't know if you heard how Luka talked about that mask. He said it's uncomfortable for him. He can't play in it. I told you. Someone like that has to use his senses to be able to play basketball. A mask is like, it's one of those things that just blocks your senses, you know, and I knew he wasn't going to like it. Colin in the building. What's up, Colin? He says, morning, TGK and crew. Big thanks to the Wizards for leaving the trade decision to Kuzma. We don't need players who don't want to be here. Now's the time to get rid of the below par games. Facts. I am thankful for Kuzma, honestly. We ended up getting Gafford, and look at us now. JP in the building. Happy Valentine's Day. TGK, let's go Mavs. Let's go. Yes, sir. Nick says, the media is on an all-out attack on the Mavs lately. The trade must have gotten them worried. Hey, man, I don't know if y'all follow the Low Post YouTube channel. He was talking about the MVPs, and I know when he had flipped it talking about he believes Luka should be the MVP. I was proud. I was very proud. Proud to hear that. Gina Kim says, oh, and happy Valentine's Day. Hope you enjoyed it so far. I got no Valentine's Day plans. I'm going to just be watching the game, hanging out with y'all in the playback. DV, what up? He says, no Maxi, D-Live minutes restriction. Let's see what's in store. Should be fun, man. Should be fun. I think PJ Washington's going to have a game tonight. Like if y'all going to do a bet, I would do PJ. Let me see. So they got PJ Washington at 13 points. Again, I would take his 13 points or maybe his rebounds. You can take his rebounds too. He's at 5.5 rebounds. Like this. This is a sleeper app. You can see it in my description below. They got Luka at 30 points. Oh, they just pulled all of the Mavericks props. I think they're about to add some. That's funny. Look, this side is the Mavericks props, and they pulled everybody. I think they're about to add some players, so we'll see. I'll monitor it. All right, man. I'll get back to the comments here in a second. 636. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's move into, what should we talk about? The previous game? Do I want to talk about the previous game? Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it. All right, man. Talking about the previous game with the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Washington Wizards. Fun game, man. I'm not going to lie. That was a fun game to watch. Early on, it was kind of rough, but they figured it out, They figured it out. Right now, the Mavericks are on a 5-game winning streak, which is amazing. The last time we were on a 5-game winning streak, Christian Wood was a starter on this team. Can you believe that, right? Here's the few things I took away from the game last against the Wizards. Gafford was a monster, bro. 17 rebounds, 5 blocks, 16 points. Luka, 26 points, 15 assists, 11 rebounds. PJ Washington, 9 points, 5 rebounds. And yeah, like PJ Washington didn't make a 3, but he was a plus 8. He had 3 assists. He contributed to the game, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Grant Williams will be out there. And again, I'm not throwing shade at him. I'm just saying he'd be out there for the same amount of minutes, and it would be a goose egg with 1 rebound all across the board, right? Kyrie Irving with 26 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, and Josh Green with 13 points, 2 assists. 2 assists? What the hell? 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and 4 rebounds. Also, Luka Doncic had 2 blocks in this last game, and Kyrie Irving had 2 blocks. Who says these guys ain't playing defense, right? But it was awesome to see, man. It was awesome to see not how poorly we came out in the game, but the way we closed the game. In the fourth quarter, we outscored the Washington Wizards 34-16. So that means we locked them up and also scored on their ass. You know what I'm saying? So in those kind of games, to see them be able to rise to the occasion in that fashion where, you're not playing that well, but they found a way in the fourth quarter. This wasn't the case, I would say, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, that was not the case. Early in the season, this was the case. Middle of the season, no, it was not. Now, you have that confidence that in the clutch, I believe we're 17-7 in the clutch. Hey, man, I have all the confidence in the world when it comes to Kyrie and Luka Doncic playing in the clutch. That's the one thing I took away from this game, that I have more confidence in this team now that all the pieces make sense. Yes, no Maxi Kleber tonight, but you get a little bit of D-Live. You get more Daniel Gafford, right? And it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a fun game. Let me see. All right, they brought the props back. Let me see what they got Luka Doncic at. So they don't have Luka Doncic's points up here anymore. They removed it. It's funny seeing this. They got his triple-double up here. Do I want to pick his triple-double? I don't want to pick his. I'll pick his triple-double. I got Kyrie at 5.5 assists. They didn't add nothing else. I'm not gonna make any picks. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's been fun. Right now it's fun being a Mavericks fan, isn't it? Like right now it's fun. It's a fun time. Who are we playing? We're playing the Spurs, right? Jesus Christ. The Spurs of all people. The Spurs, man. I do enjoy beating the Spurs nowadays because as I was growing up a Mavs fan, they would always beat us up. So now we've been beating them for 4 straight years. It's nice, man. It'd be nicer if we could have championships with that. But let's go ahead and let's review our opponent and see what they got in store for the Dallas Mavericks tonight.
How you want it? Show me my opponent. Show me my opponent.
Right. I need to switch up. There we go. I need to switch up the background sound. All right. This is better. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's dig into the San Antonio Spurs. They're 11-43 in the Southwest Division. They have no injuries tonight. They got Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Julian Champagne, Jeremy Sochan. I'm gonna just say Jeremy. Sochan. I don't know. Victor Wembanyama. In the second lineups, they got Blake Wesley, Keldon Johnson, Cedi Osman, Zach Collins. And then we got Dominic Barlow, Malachi Branham, and Sandro Mamukelashvili. I hope I said that right. Then they also got another unique name. They got Mamadi Diakite. City Sissoko. All right, man. Enough of this. I should have like a different show just reading difficult names, huh? The team leaders for the San Antonio Spurs, you got Victor Wembanyama at 20.4 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. Trey Jones with 5.8 assists per game. Victor with 1.1 steals per game and 3.2 blocks per game. So let me know, do y'all think Victor Wembanyama is going to get an award this year for being on the tanking San Antonio Spurs? I think that the San Antonio Spurs should be fined. You should not have a generational talent like this and have been tanking for the last several years and continue to tank. Like they've been tanking for the last like half decade, bro. The Mavericks tank 2 games and they get fined out the wazoo. Teams get tanked for 5 years and not get fined. Like I find that preposterous. I find it preposterous. They should be ducked a pick, right? Because everybody wanted the Mavs to be ducked a pick. Devin Vassell, he's right behind Victor with 19 points per game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds per game. Keldon Johnson with 16 points per game. It looks like he does it coming off the bench, so watch out for him. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Zach Collins with 11 points. Jeremy with 11 points. Trey Jones, 9 points. And it looks like Sandro doesn't much. He does play, does it? Well, he does. I guess he does play. Seldom minutes. Let's see who's their best shooters on San Antonio. Doug McDermott, not there anymore. Dominic Barlow doesn't shoot enough. Cedi Osman, he's shooting 37.9% from 3. Devin, 37% from 3. Julian, 36.9% from 3. And everyone else is below league average. And that's probably why they are a pretty bad team, to be honest. Damn, that's crazy. A lot of them are below league average. And league average is like 36%. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at their 5-man. Let's see what kind of 5-man lineups they got. If my laptop participates. No, I don't want a cookie. No. Or how Cartman says. All right, let's get to the San Antonio Spurs. All right, man, let's see what their 5-man advanced lineups are looking like. All right, so Vassell, Jones, Champagne, Jeremy, and Victor Wembanyama, 21 games, 212 minutes. They got an offensive rating of 117 and a defensive rating of 112. This is pretty good. The net rating, a positive net rating of 4.9. That's not bad. The other lineup with Johnson, Vassell, Branham, Jeremy, and Victor Wembanyama, it's a plus rating of 2.5. But then you continue to look across here. These lineups are bad with Zach Collins. This one is good right here with Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Trey Jones, Jeremy, and Victor Wembanyama. It feels like that should be the starting lineup, shouldn't it? Like that should be the starting lineup, and it's not. However, through 26 games and 77 minutes, they have a plus rating of 20.8. This is why I say they're tanking. They literally have a good lineup right here, and they're choosing not to play it. Like this lineup over here has 200 minutes. But this lineup over here works, and they don't play it. They're tanking, bro. They're tanking. Look at this lineup, minus 38. Like, why would you play this lineup as much as you played it? That's crazy. Minus 54. Yikes. But no, this one right here, the Johnson, the Vassell, Trey Jones, Jeremy, and Victor Wembanyama, the fact that they don't play this lineup enough is, if I was a San Antonio Spurs fan right now, I'd be sick to my stomach. Like, bro, you're telling me we got a lineup that has a net rating of 20.8, a pace of 110, a pace of 110, assist to turnover ratio of 2.85, and we don't play it. Yeah, bro. They need to be fined. They need to be fined for tanking. I don't care what anybody says, man. But that is your San Antonio tanking Spurs. It is what it is, man. Oh, we got another one. Man, Coy, appreciate you, my guy. It says Kai, Luka, Josh, PJ, and Gafford. If I was asked to predict my starting lineup, that is who I would have thought it would have been. That's awesome, though. Let me pull it up over here. Let's go to Dallas Mavericks. Because normally they have the graphic. I want to see what that graphic looks like. Oh, and they don't have it out. But we got D Live with a mask. Ha! Oh, that's dope. Hold on, let me show you. Appreciate the donation, Coy. Appreciate it, my guy. Check this out. This is Derek Lively with a mask on. Batman, where's the trigger? That's dope. That's dope. So he's gonna be coming off the bench, huh? Let me see. We got a starting lineup out here. I don't know what that is. Mavs PR. Mavs PR. Where's that? I think Mavs PR shows the lineups as well. And they don't. They don't. Well, where did you see the lineup, Coy? Let me see. Maybe there it goes. There it goes. Appreciate you, Coy. So right here, Grant Afseth, Kyrie, Luka, Josh Green, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gray. Is Luka at the 2 or something? Is Luka at the 2? That's interesting. I wonder why they're doing it like that. So 656, I think was the last comment I read. Maybe. Or 646. Was it 646? Gina Kim said, but I hate these narratives that no one wants to play with Luka when there are retired players like AI and players like LeBron saying they like Luka. Kyrie signed for a reason. It's all old narratives. No one is putting up his numbers consistently and efficiency. Of course, Luka's usage rate went up because of Kai being out. But now that Kai is back and went down, he could pass the ball. Exactly. He literally got 15 assists against the Washington, but this boring, right? It's so boring. And he doesn't get others involved. Like, it's just mind-boggling. Noah says, TGK, what Mavs fans think watching the Mavs is boring? Watching Luka and Kyrie is box office. I could say the same thing about Philly. Is boring to watch them. All they do is go to the free throw line. Especially Mr. Embiid. And that's your MVP, right? Gina Kim says, I do agree. You have to be a good role player, Tim. But playing with Luka, you're going to get the most easiest shots ever. It's an easy job, man. If you could shoot, all you want to do is have easy shots. Like if I'm playing basketball with the homies, sometimes, and I'm to blame because I like to run the offense and I like to create my own shot. But when others create for me and I get a wide open shot, I'm gonna knock it down, bro. That's just easy offense, bro. At the end of the day, it's easy offense. Martin, what's up, Martin? He says all narratives will change once the Mavs win 98-99 of the remaining games. 99%. Once PJ and Gafford post huge numbers during our inevitable upcoming streak, all these Luka hate will die down. They're already kind of dying down. They're like, oh, they're off to a good start with the new pieces. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Like, the more we win, the more they're going to shut up and be more scared. They're scared, bro. I guarantee you the league does not want the Dallas Mavericks to win a championship. They don't. They don't. Do you think they want Kyrie to hoist the Lombardi? We're in the Super Bowl. The O'Brien Trophy. Is it the O'Brien Trophy? Hold on. And now I'm about to question my own O'Brien Trophy. Yeah, I think it's O'Brien. The Larry O'Brien Trophy. Yeah. Yeah, see? I know what I'm talking about. Do you think the NBA wants Kyrie to hoist, right? To hoist that Larry O'Brien Trophy? Do you think that's what the league wants? I think they're still upset with the quote-unquote anti-Semitism. But you got to start thinking about, like, is it does the league have some anti-Kyrie-tism, right? But I think that's what it really comes down to. And I don't think people want to say it out loud, like, oh, we don't like the Mavericks because of Kyrie. I really think that's what it is. I mean, I understand all that what happened. It has no bearing to the Mavericks. Like, it didn't happen here. It got dealt with. He got suspended. He came here, and he's balling with the Mavericks, right? Now, hopefully, he can stay healthy, right? But if the Mavericks win a championship, I already know they do not want the Mavericks to win. They don't want Luka to be the face of the league, and they don't want Kyrie to be holding a championship. They just don't. They don't, man. Gina Kim says, we've been the most injured team in the league, and yet we're above the league's favorite. The Lakers, of course, he doesn't understand what Ida was saying because DKB only sucks up to LeBron, of course. I don't know what DKB stands for, Gina Kim. I'm probably too old. Martin Blake says, we've all seen this before. I remember when I was a kid watching Kobe, and all the hate was on Shaq after Shaq left. LeBron, when he left the Heat, Jokic, Giannis got the same treatment. True. Kobe got a different kind of treatment in 06, if y'all remember that. Pasquale in the building. What's up? He says, what's up, bro? Happy V-Day. Do we know the starters lively on minutes restriction? So I'm willing to bet Gafford gets the nod. Hope they learn from each other. Yep. It's Kyrie, Luka, Josh Green, PJ Washington, and Gafford. Gina Kim says, but it was nice hearing Gil say on Gil's arena that Luka's the best offensive European ever, and them give Luka his props for once. No one in the NBA has Luka's bag is too deep. Yeah, I saw that earlier. But I don't know if they know what a European player's origin is supposed to be from. Like, they were discussing like which countries. I was like, oh, these guys, they're hilarious, man. Martin Blaze says the fact that it's happening to Luka, even though he didn't do anything wrong, means history repeating itself on a future Hall of Famer, MVP, and champion. Again, whenever you got a player that's like threatening history, threatening like quote unquote old heads, favorite basketball players, you already know what that means, man. You already know what that means. Again, if y'all made it this far into the show, man, if y'all don't mind dropping a like on the video, we at 25. That's crazy. If we get it to 30, that'll be amazing. I appreciate y'all hanging in here with me, hanging out with me as well on a Valentine's Day. Hopefully we get a Valentine's Day massacre from the Mavericks to the Spurs, you know? Jenny Kim says, I feel like even if Luka does get a ring this year, they wouldn't give him his props. That this man could three-peat and they would still hate. I really hope that happens. Man, if we get a three-peat, that's gonna be... Young Luka says, bro, we got LA vibes with the media. The great things is the vibes are immaculate in Dallas right now. Yeah, you can't stop us, man. You cannot stop us. Let me see. Where do I want to go to next? I would do the referee review, but I need to get a better mouse. So when we get to the game prediction, which will start at 7:30. Again, they'll tip off at 7:40. Just because it says 7:30 doesn't mean it started at 7:30. They'll tip off at 7:40. But I do have a question. I asked this earlier in my community tab. I asked this on Twitter. I'm about to show y'all what those things look like, but I want to get what y'all thinking. When healthy. Hold on. Start. Kylie Gafford. All right. If y'all can answer this poll below, when healthy, when we're all healthy and fully ready to go, no minutes restriction, who do you want to start at the center position? I had a different reaction on Twitter where like 80% wanted a certain player to start. It was a little more fair on the YouTube one, a little more even, but they all sided with one person. I just want to get y'all's 2 cents because I want to share my 2 cents here in a little bit. Definitely want to share my 2 cents. Let's see what y'all thinking. All right, where we at? Noah says, TGK, every star player holds the ball a lot. Tyrese Halliburton is a ball dominant like Luka. Ja's ball dominant, so it's not just Luka. Of course, you know, they always want to compare Luka to James Harden, but when these other players do it, they don't say anything. It's just funny. It's just funny to me. Isn't it funny to you? Like why? Like, why does Luka carry all this weight? 35 points per game, almost 9 rebounds per game, almost 10 assists per game. But we're focused on how often he holds the ball. I don't know. I guess Kyrie can't get can't get 27 a game, right? If Luka was always holding the ball. Kyrie is getting about 27 and 6 assists a game, but Luka's holding the ball. All right, man. Pasquale says they sell controversy now. If it bleeds, it leads. That being said, you should start a Fox rivalry with We Talk Mavs. Nah, we on the same team, man. We on the same team. But that'd be hilarious, though. Noah says, TGK, the media wants Luka to go to the Lakers. Of course they do. Of course they do. Noah says, the crazy thing is that Luka's been playing the last few games with a broken nose. And no one's going to talk about that either. That sounds like MVP to me, doesn't it? Nancy says, hey, what's up, Nancy? She says, that's okay, TGK. He's going to win MVP at the finals and show all these people. Facts. They resent Luka threatening all these long-held records. Fact, JP. Exactly what I was thinking, bro. Gina Kim says, I would hate it for someone like SGA to get MVP before Luka. I love Shy, but they are starting to overrate him. He still has to prove himself. Luka is younger and still won in the playoffs. That's crazy. That Luka is younger and has gone further in the playoffs and has shown himself in the playoffs to even play even better in the playoffs. Like, he brings up a whole nother level to him. Nick says, shout out to Mavericks Digest. I started watching him 2 weeks ago, and he's been on point for the Mavs fans. Facts. Facts, man. That kind of work ethic's kind of crazy. I had to look at myself. I was like, damn, am I doing enough? Like, am I doing enough? But nah, that's a different kind of commitment. Like, the amount of editing you have to do to push out videos like that on a daily basis. The fact that as locked in as he is on anything news, the amount of community posts that he does, salute to that, man. So that's different. I don't know if he has a team or he does it all by himself, but editing is no joke. And like doing this live like this is a lot easier than for me to sit down, pre-record something, and then edit it, because I edit everything on my phone. But salute to him, man. If y'all don't know him, free. He don't need my free promo, but salute to him, man. He's killing it, dogs. Gina Kim says, SJ has improved, but he's still not better than Luka, and Jokic hasn't been better. We know his strength is in the playoffs, but they'll most likely give it to him because they didn't last season. Yeah, bro. It is what it is. It's one of those things where narratives win, right? Narratives win at the end of the day. Gina Kim says, but we shouldn't care about MVPs. Let's get that ring so you get the Western Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. Get the one that really matters, not an easy regular season one. Facts. Coy says, y'all see Eubanks and Stewart got in a fight near the locker room? I did not. Let me try to pull it up. Pasquale says, no V-Day plans because I'm broke as F, but managed to get my wife a Fuji Polaroid camera winning. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I need to find me my Mavs girlfriend, right? So I could have a Valentine's Day, but I'm good, man. I'm not worried about that. See, look, man. Mavs Digest just posted again about Grant Williams, and he be on it, bro. His thumbnails are good too. Let me see. Stewart, right? You said Isaiah Stewart. Let's see. Damn, there's so many Isaiah Stewart. You say Eubanks, right? Let's see. Eubanks fight. I might have to go to Twitter, huh? If anybody on Twitter that's seen it, let's see. Eubanks. Let's see if we can find it. Damn, it says sources. Isaiah Stewart punched Phoenix Drew Eubanks in the back tunnels of Suns Arena today. It's unclear what sparked the altercation. The NBA is expected to receive footage to review. More to come. Damn. Okay, so there is no live footage, but that's crazy. Isaiah Stewart's something else, dog. Hey, man. I guess we glad we didn't trade for him, right? Anyway, man, you already know what time it is. Let's go ahead and let's get into our game predictions. All right. Let me get this up here so I can see what the scores, what these media or what these betting odds makers are thinking. So let's see. So they got the Mavericks favored by 11.5 points tonight, man. A total score of 242, favored by 11.5. That's crazy. How do y'all remember the last time besides the Wizards game that we've been favored this heavily? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Get y'all's predictions down below. Let me know what y'all think the score is going to be. Let me see what the poll is looking like right now. So right now the poll is showing 21 votes. 71% vote for Lively. Y'all want Lively to start. I ain't mad. I understand the small differences between him and Gafford. Lively on a short roll can pass it more accurately. I don't think Gafford has had enough time here to show us if he can or can't pass it. But hey, I ain't mad. Like I said, I wanted either a starting center or a backup one, and we got both. So you get intertwined either one, I'll be happy with it. My preference right now would be to start Gafford, solely because Lively can come in against a second team and probably be even more effective versus Gafford coming in against a second team and probably being the same, right? I think Gafford can hold his own against any team, whereas Lively could potentially be outpowered by the first team. So I think that's my perspective on it. But all right, man, let's go ahead and let's figure out the score for the Mavericks and the Spurs. Let me come up with my score. Hold on. Hey. They got them winning by 11.5. So I feel like it's gonna be a massacre tonight, man. If the Mavericks come out and take this game serious, knowing that we don't play until next week, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last game the Dallas Mavericks have until next Thursday. We don't play until next Thursday against the Phoenix Suns in Dallas. So they got to take tonight's game serious to extend this winning streak to 6 games. I like how the Mavericks have been playing defense lately. I really do. I'm going to say quite a bit of a blowout here, ladies and gentlemen. If the Mavericks come out ready, locked in, it should be a 132-106 score. Mavs 132, Spurs 106. That's what I'm thinking, man. Martin says Wemby is scary. 10 block triple doubles only shows guy's going to be a super scary player in the coming years, and he also got some pretty good assists in that game. Future quadruple double guy. I can see it. He's an avatar, man. I call him the Avatar. He is the Avatar, bro. Rui says, what's up, TGK? Feeling good about this Lob City Dallas tonight. I like it. I'm feeling good. Joe in the building. Comment for the algorithm. What's up, man? Comment and like for the algorithm as well. JP says, 2 benefits of being unlovable. 1, save money. 2, get to watch Mavs game. I feel you, man. I feel you. Edward says, I'm going to comment anything below. I don't see your comment saying anything. TGK, the new tanking for the NBA. I'm assuming you meant, I don't know. This is where I can't read. Gina Kim says, Lively will be on a minutes restriction tonight. I kind of expected it, but I'm sure he'll be back to his full minutes after All-Star break. I totally see PJ Washington having a game today. I think Lively's going to have to help cover Wembanyama, obviously. So that's where Lively Minute's going to have to go to. Lively's definitely going to have a crazy night. He came off the bench in his first NBA game and was dominant. Imagine tonight, I bet Lively will get a standing ovation too. Good point. Mavs fans in the arena got to step up, man. Chai says they say Luka doesn't pass, but most of his ESPN highlights are insane TGK type passes. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. How do you not pass and get others involved when every time you pass it, it's a highlight? You know what I'm saying? Aussie says, I wouldn't be against PJ coming off the bench, to be honest. He's still a little bit overawed. Whoa. At the moment, I reckon. Build him up and start him after the All-Star break. Nah, you got to start him tonight, man. You got to start him tonight. I understand, but you have no Maxey. You kind of had no choice but to start him tonight, unless you're trying to do Lively and Gafford together. Gina Kim says, Luka made 2 half-court shots and looked a little too happy. League is cooked. All right, man. Let me scroll down and get some of these score takes right quick. Pasquale says 140-121. Mavs give us the Valentine's Day massacre. What would y'all consider a massacre? Does it have to be a 20-point victory? 20-point victory, right? I'm going to say 20-point victory. That's what you could consider it. Edward says that GoldenEye N64. Yes, sir. You already know. Do I need to volume it up a little more? There we go. This is the sound that they use for challenges. Gina Kim says 121-107 Mavs. After almost losing to the Wizards, I expect them to come out ready to play and not fool around. We're going to have fun tonight like we did against OKC and continue our winning streak. 6-game winning streak, guys. Can't wait. Gina Kim says, did you see a poat or a post where PJ was drenched in sweat? Yeah, he's ready to play. Again, man, he's in his old town, man. He's back in Dallas. He's ready to play hard for us. Oscar says, it's funny to read comments in the hating Luka ESPN YouTube videos. They be all killing ESPN, bro. We're not the only ones that be thinking it. Everybody in those comments, they be thinking the same damn thing, man. Pascal, it's a massacre, so we run the bench in the fourth. All right. All right. I'm with you on that. Jenny Kim says, DKB, don't know ball, by the way. Got it. All right, man. Let me see if I missed anything out here. Salute to all y'all, man. Salute to all y'all for real. Again, it is fun. You look at the time, 3 minutes till tip-off, right? For those that follow We Talk Mavs, if you download the app called Playback TV, look for We Talk Mavs. We all watch the game live in there. We all be commenting on there. Gina Kim be in the comments. Me, Joe, and others be talking. Even King, Rail, if he's available, all that good stuff. If y'all want to be in a space where y'all get to just talk to other fans, comment, and watch the game live, definitely download Playback TV, or you can just watch it on the We Talk Mavs YouTube channel. That's where I'll be immediately after this. So again, salute to y'all, man. If y'all mind dropping a like on the video, goes a long way. As always, we're at 32 likes, man. That's beautiful. That's awesome. But again, like as always, appreciate y'all's activity in here. As always, and Gina Kim says, don't forget Lively's first game against the Spurs. He came off the bench and went off. He could do that again as well. Let's go, Mavs. Happy V-Day, y'all. Yes, sir. All right, man. Let me get this off of here. Let me get this sound off of here. All right, man. It's been your boy TGK, man. They're about to tip off right now. I'll catch y'all in the playback, and then I'll catch y'all on Maverick Madness Friday night. Maverick Madness. It'll be more of an intimate type of setting where we just talk Maverick basketball, bro. We can do trivia, all those kind of things, man. Anyway, it's been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch y'all on the next one.